Welcome back to Melody Guitar Book 1. This is a free course designed to help you learn how to read and play melodies in standard notation. You can download this book for free from my website. I will leave a link in the description. We're on pages 20 and 21, and we're going to talk about skips and steps. I'm looking at the bottom of page 20 where it says skips and steps. When two notes are right next to each other in the music staff, they're called neighboring tones. When a note moves up or down to its neighboring tone, it's moving by step. And you can easily tell when we have two notes a step apart in the music staff because one will be on a space and the other will be on the line right above or right below that space. Now, if a note has to move farther than a step, it's called a skip. In the example at the bottom of page 20, that first measure is a step from one note to the next. That first note is in a space, the second note is in the line right above it. In the second measure, we have a step down. That first note is in a space, and the second note is on the line right below that space. Measure 3, that's a skip up. The first note is in a space, the second note is in a space, and we could put a note in between them on that line. As long as you can put a note in between the two notes, it's going to be a skip. Measure 4 is another skip up. It's just skipping up a little farther. Second measure from the end, that first note is in a space, and the second note is a space below that, and there's a note we could put in between there, so that's going to be a skip down. And that last measure, it's a bigger skip down. We have a note in a space, and then a couple spaces down, there's another note. At the top of page 21, we have a little quiz, skip or step. It's not going to be the hardest quiz you'll ever take, but I want you to become aware of skips and steps in your music. That's going to help you become a better music reader, especially when you're reading a piece of music for the first time. First measure, skip or step. That would be a skip. Second measure, skip or step, that would be a step because we have one note in a space, that G is technically considered a space note, and then the next note is the line right below that. Measure 3, that's a big old skip. Measure 4, that would be a step. Measure 5, also a step. Measure 6, also a step. Measure 7, that would be a skip. And then the last measure, measure 8, that will be a step. Now we're looking at exercises 36 through 39 on page 21. Before you look at those, I do want to remind you to keep practicing the speed booster from page 20. Use that to build speed and maybe use that as a warm-up. Anyway, what I'd like you to do for melodies 36 through 39 is circle any skips that you see, and watch out because notes can skip across bar lines as well. And then sing the note names as you play, and then write in any note names or counting as needed. And of course, watch out for dynamic markings. Number 36 is in 4/4 time, and it only has one dynamic marking. This is forte. Make sure you circle any skips that you see in the music. And here's the first playthrough. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. Number 36 starts off moving by step, and then we skip down from F to D in measure 2. Measure 3, we have some more steps, and then we skip down to a C, and we skip up to a G, a little skip down to E. Now we move by step for a little bit. We skip up to G, and the rest is all steps. One, two, ready, play. Number 37 is in 3/4 time. It's marked piano, and make sure you circle any skips you see in your music. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. Number 37 starts with a step up from F to G, and then skips down to E, and circles back to F. In measure 3 and 4, we have a similar motion. We have E to F, which is a step, skip down to D, and it circles back to E. From there, it's mostly moving by step. Now from this D, we skip up to F, and then skip way down to B. One, ready, play. Number 38, we're in 3/4 time as well. We have piano at the beginning and then forte toward the end of the 4th measure. Make sure you circle any skips that you see in the music. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. In number 38, the notes move mostly by step, which is really the way most music is. So we have steps at the beginning, step down, step up, and then step down. 3rd measure, we have an E, F, then we skip to D. Going into measure 5, we have a big skip from C to G. Then skip to from G to E. Then 2nd measure from the end, we have a couple skips in a row. F, D, B, C. One, 2, 3, 1, ready, play. Number 39, lightly row, is in 4/4 time. We have a piano marking at the beginning, and that's it. So it's going to be nice and soft all the way through. Make sure you circle any skips in your music. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. The beginning of each line of lightly row starts off with skips. So we have G, E, E. So that's a skip. 2nd measure, we skip from F to D. Measure 3 and 4, it's all steps. Beginning of the second line is just like the beginning of the first line, so skip from G to E, skip from F to D, and we have a few skips in a row here. We have C to E to G, and then a skip back down to C at the end. One, two, 1, 2, ready, play. Your assignment is to practice exercises 36 through 39 on page 21 and to keep playing the speed booster from page 20. Make sure you play everything to the video or with a metronome so you can work on keeping a steady tempo and work on building a speed in some of your other exercises the way you're doing on the speed booster. Practice these until you can play them accurately and with good rhythm, about a week, maybe more, maybe less, and when you're ready, I'll see you on page 22 for the chromatic exercise.